The sky above Hollow Creek had always carried a strange silence, but on the night the red lightning cracked across the clouds, the entire town felt something shift, something old, powerful, and hungry. Most people dismissed the weather as a rare storm, but a few noticed the unnatural feeling spreading through the air like a warning. Among them was Mira, a 16-year-old girl who had recently moved to Hollow Creek. She had always sensed things other people couldn't: shadows that moved without wind, whispers that did not come from any mouth, and flashes of visions she could never fully understand. But tonight, the sensation was stronger, like a cold hand pressing against her spine. She stood outside her house, staring at the sky as crimson bolts branched across the heavens. The lightning seemed alive, crawling rather than striking, spreading like veins. The clouds swirled, forming a massive shape, almost like a face staring down at the earth. Mira didn't know why, but she whispered, "It's waking up." Inside the house, her friends, Ben, Laura, and Ethan, were busy setting up for their movie night. They had no idea the world outside was changing. "Mira," Ben called out, "you coming inside or what? The popcorn's burning again." But Mira didn't answer. She slowly stepped forward, mesmerized by the shifting red sky. As she stared, a sudden image flashed in her mind. A monstrous figure with hollow eyes, scarred skin, and long, claw-like fingers reaching through a portal. Dozens of people stood behind it, trapped, screaming for help. Mira gasped and staggered back. She knew one thing: this vision wasn't imagination. It was a warning. The storm didn't stop. It lingered for hours, glowing red above Hollow Creek. The townspeople stayed indoors, confused and frightened. In the middle of the night, the power went out. The darkness was absolute. Mira sat on the couch with her friends, unable to shake the vision. "There's something wrong," she whispered. Ben raised an eyebrow. "Yeah, no kidding. The whole sky looks like it's on fire." "No," Mira insisted, "it feels alive." Before anyone could respond, a loud crack echoed outside. The house shook. The walls trembled as if something powerful had struck the ground. The four friends rushed to the window. Across the street, a massive sinkhole had opened. Red mist rose from it like steam. The neighbors came out of their houses, staring with fear. But Mira froze, her breath catching in her throat. In the center of the hole, a dark humanoid shape slowly pushed itself upward, its skin twisted and cracked like burned bark, its eyes glowing dimly with a sickening blue light. Laura screamed. Ben stumbled back. Ethan shouted for someone to call the police. But Mira didn't move. The creature lifted its head and stared directly at her, as if it knew her. As if it had been waiting. The police evacuated the area and called the creature a fallen electric pole. No one believed it, but no one wanted to accept the truth. Myra's friends tried convincing her it was just stress or imagination. But the next morning, strange things began happening across town. Teenagers collapsed at school, claiming they heard whispers calling their names. Animals ran in circles until they dropped. Electronics flickered with strange symbols. Mirrors cracked randomly, and everywhere Mira went, she felt eyes following her. During lunch, she excused herself and walked down the empty hallway. Suddenly, the lights above her flickered. The walls darkened. A cold breeze blew across her face. Then she heard it. A voice, deep, almost echoing from another world, whispered, "Find me." Mira turned, heart pounding. "Who's there?" The hallway warped, twisting like liquid. A silhouette appeared at the end, a tall figure with monstrous features, not fully visible, but enough to terrify her. It pointed at her. Mira blinked. The hallway returned to normal. Students walked past her. Noise returned. Lights stayed steady, but Mira knew it wasn't a hallucination. Someone, or something, was reaching out to her. That night, Mira gathered her friends in Ethan's basement. She drew a rough map of Hollow Creek on a board. "Look," she said, connecting red dots across the map. "Sinkholes, power failures, those strange symbols on screens, they all form a pattern." Ben leaned closer. "It looks like a shape." "Exactly," Mira whispered. "A symbol, like a mark." "A mark for what?" Laura asked. Mira looked at them with unease. "A doorway." Silence fell. Ethan tried to laugh it off, but no sound came out. For the first time, he believed Mira completely. And then the lights went out again. This time, the darkness wasn't ordinary. Red lightning appeared inside the room, crawling across the walls, forming a monstrous face. It opened its mouth, releasing a deep growl that echoed through their bones. Lara fainted. Ben grabbed Myra's shoulder. Ethan shouted in terror. The face moved closer, its cracked skin and hollow eyes barely visible through the flickering glow. Chosen. The creature rumbled. You opened the path. Finish the bridge. Mira stepped back, shaking. I didn't open anything. The demon snarled. You were born with the key. And just like that, the lightning vanished. The room fell silent. Mira knew the truth now. She wasn't a normal girl. She was connected to whatever lived beyond that storm. And that thing wanted her. Searching for answers, the friends snuck into the abandoned Hollow Creek Research Center, once a government lab shut down mysteriously years ago. Inside, dusty hallways echoed with their footsteps. Burnt equipment lay scattered. Doors were clawed from the inside. What happened here? Ben whispered. Mira found a locked metal box. Ethan pried it open. Inside were files, tapes, and strange photographs. One picture showed the Red Storm, dated 20 years earlier. Another showed children hooked to machines, wires connected to their heads. One file caught Myra's attention. Subject 11. Anomaly. Psychic resonance. Status. Escaped. Ben's eyes widened. Mira, these notes match your symptoms. Mira swallowed hard. They experimented on someone with powers like mine. That subject escaped, but the creature must have come from the same portal. Ethan shook his head. So now it wants you. No, Mira whispered. It wants to use me, to open a full doorway. The cursed storm worsened. Red cracks spread across the sky. People disappeared. Doors slammed on their own. The ground vibrated every night. On the night of the blood moon, Mira woke to the sound of her windows shaking. The storm outside roared like a living beast. Suddenly, the mirror in her room cracked. A long black hand reached out from it. Mira screamed, but the hand grabbed her wrist and pulled. She fought back, kicking and struggling, until it released her. She fell back against the floor, panting. A voice echoed. Tonight, the bridge will open. Mira grabbed her jacket and ran to find her friends. Together, they followed the storm's glow to the abandoned forest at the edge of town. There, they found the sinkholes merging into a massive crater. Red lightning struck the center repeatedly. Monsters crawled along the edges, twisted, skeletal things with glowing blue eyes. Ben whispered, "We're dead." Ethan trembled. "We shouldn't have come." Mira stepped forward, trembling but determined. The monstrous figure from her visions rose from the crater, towering above them. Its skin appears cracked, its face carved by suffering. Its claws long enough to tear through steel. It reached toward Mira. "You are the key," it bellowed. "Complete the opening, and join us." The ground cracked around her. Her friends yelled for her to run. But Mira didn't move. Instead, she closed her eyes, searching deep within herself, calling the energy she felt all her life. A bright force surged through her body, glowing like white fire. The creature roared in anger. Mira raised her hand, and unleashed a blast of light. The explosion shook the entire forest. Monsters shrieked and burned. The red lightning fizzled, but the creature didn't fall. It charged toward Mira, claws slicing the air. Ben tackled Mira out of the way. Ethan and Lara hurled rocks, trying desperately to distract it. The monster roared and swung its arm, throwing Ethan backward into a tree. "Mira," Lara cried. "End it. Close the portal." Mira stood up, heart pounding. She focused every ounce of strength she had. Energy flowed from her hands, her eyes glowing bright. But the creature fought back, firing dark tendrils of energy. The portal behind it widened. Wind pulled everything toward it. Trees uprooted, rocks levitated. Mira screamed, pushing harder, tears running down her face. Close. Her light clashed with the monster's darkness. Sparks erupted. The air sizzled. Ben shielded Lara from debris. The monster roared in agony as Myra's power overwhelmed it. Finally, with a blinding flash, the portal collapsed in on itself. The creature screamed one last time, and shattered into dust. The wind stopped. The sky cleared. The red lightning disappeared. Mira collapsed, exhausted. Her friends rushed to her, lifting her gently. "You did it," Ben whispered. "No, Mira said weakly. We did it, together. Epilogue. The silent morning. The next day, Hollow Creek woke to a calm sky. No one remembered the storm. No one remembered the monsters. It was as if the world had erased the entire nightmare. Only Mira and her friends knew the truth. But as Mira stood on her porch, she felt a cold breeze brush her cheek. She looked up. High in the clouds, for just a moment, she saw a faint red crack. And a whisper echoed in her mind. The bridge will open again. Mira clenched her fist, ready. Then I'll be waiting.